Why do we have to worry about shingles when our grandparents didn't? Did you know that shingles is caused by the same virus that causes chickenpox? According to the CDC, 1 in 3 people will get shingles in the US. But in the late 1940s, the rate was only 1 in 50. Why has there been over a 1,500% increase in shingles over the past 80 years? I'll answer this and more. Let's jump in. Shingles, also known as herpes zoster, is a viral infection that causes a painful rash. It is also caused by the varicella zoster virus, the same virus responsible for chickenpox. Many have heard that if you get chickenpox as a child, you don't have to worry about getting shingles as an adult. But that isn't exactly true anymore. I'll explain why in just a moment. But first, let's make sure we all understand what shingles is. Understanding shingles. When the varicella zoster virus reactivates, it travels along the nerve pathways in your skin, causing a painful rash. Shingles typically appears as a single stripe of blisters on one side of the body or face. It isn't life-threatening, but it will make life pretty miserable for about a month and can lead to complications, especially in older adults. The symptoms of shingles. The symptoms of shingles can vary, but usually includes pain. Pain is the first symptom and can be intense. It may be accompanied by burning, tingling, or itching. Rash. A red rash typically develops a few days after the pain begins. The rash progresses into clusters of fluid-filled blisters that eventually crust over. Sensitivity to touch. The affected area may become sensitive to touch, and even clothing can be uncomfortable. Fever and fatigue. Some people experience fever, headache, fatigue, and general malaise. All right, so let's get into the connection between chickenpox and shingles. So why the old axiom, get chickenpox as a child and you won't get shingles as an adult? Varicella zoster virus. Both chickenpox and shingles are caused by the varicella zoster virus. After a person recovers from chickenpox, they develop natural immunity to the virus, which sounds amazing, but for the natural immunity to be lifelong, we need intermittent exposure to the active virus. This was a natural part of life for people in communities because of kids getting chickenpox. But the advent of the chickenpox vaccine in the 1990s has drastically brought down rates of chickenpox, which is both good and bad. This makes it more challenging for adults to get intermittent exposure to that virus and impacts natural immunity. You can think of your immune system like soldiers that are holding a prisoner. The varicella zoster virus, right? That's the prisoner. As long as these soldiers stay fit and strong and get a taste of fighting that specific enemy every now and then they can keep the prisoner under control. But if they get too familiar with the enemy and no longer recognize them as an enemy, the enemy can break out and cause an infection. Risk factors for shingles. No matter if you have or have not had chickenpox, you can still get shingles. But usually people impacted by shingles have had the chickenpox earlier in life. Age. The risk of shingles increases with age, particularly to individuals that are over the age of 50. This is because the immune system starts to weaken a little bit as we get older, making it easier for the virus to activate. And we also have a longer period of time where we're not exposed to that active virus, right? So the age and time is a pivotal role for all of this. Weakened immune systems. Conditions or treatments that compromise the immune system, such as HIV, cancer treatments, or organ transplants, can increase the risk of shingles. Stress. High levels of stress can weaken the immune system, potentially triggering the reactivation of the virus. History of chickenpox. If you have had the chickenpox in the past and you are unable to get intermittent exposure to the active virus, you are more likely to get shingles. All right, so let's switch gears and talk about the complications that people can get from shingles. Shingles is not a comfortable condition, but it can also cause some serious issues. Postherpetic neuralgia, a condition where pain continues long after the rash is cleared, affecting nerve fibers and skin. Vision problems. If shingles occurs near the eyes, it can cause vision loss. Neurological issues. In some rare cases, shingles can cause inflammation of the brain, facial paralysis, or hearing problems. Chickenpox parties. All right, so some parents are big advocates of helping their children get natural immunity to the varicella zoster virus. When a child gets the chickenpox, some parents of other children will take their children to play with the child that's been infected with the chickenpox so they can be exposed to the virus. This also exposes the parents to the active form of the virus, helping them to keep their natural immunity as well. Some states have said that chickenpox parties are unlawful and a form of child abuse. While we don't get to decide the law, it's an interesting ethical quandary. Do you try to encourage natural immunity for your child with chickenpox parties? Do you just give them the chickenpox vaccine and get the shingles vaccine later in life? Are there any potential side effects of those vaccines, and how common are those side effects? And from a risk-benefit standpoint, what is potentially worse, the chickenpox or shingles, or the side effects of the vaccines? And then which is more likely? Understanding shingles and its implications is crucial for managing your health. By staying informed, you can reduce your risk and protect yourself from the discomfort and complications associated with shingles. Thank you for joining me today. If you have any questions or want to learn more about maintaining your health, feel free to reach out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone interested in understanding these shingles.